Hello foodies! Today we're cooking in the kitchen and we're cooking lamb lollipops. We're cooking sweet Korean sweet potatoes, and then we also have a cucumber, sweet pepper, spring green salad. Let's get into it and conquer our hunger. Bon appetit! Okay, so today we have our lamb chops. This is what we're going to use for our lamb lollipops. We have our sweet Korean sweet potato. We have our spring green mix that's going to be for the base of the salad with a yellow onion, some hot and sweet peppers. Also, we have a nice cucumber that we're going to add to the salad. And come on over to the seasonings. I got to show you what I'm going to use for these lollipops. So, the secret ingredient for this is the pepperoncinis medium hot. You're just going to use a little bit of that, but I'm going to show you later. I also have my coconut liquid amino acids. I have my garlic. I have my garlic onion with black pepper and sea salt, my paprika, my cayenne pepper, some thyme, Italian seasoning, and my poultry seasoning, which is a southern blend. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and add my seasonings to the bowl, because I don't like to go back and forth with the meat, the containers, having to take my gloves off and all of that. So I'm just going to add them here. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to rinse off my lamb so that I can season it. So I'm just going to open it up. We're going to take these lamb chops out. Give them a nice little rinse. I like to rinse my meat in cool water. Okay. All right. And then I like to make sure there's no excess water in here, just because we are going to add the seasonings. So as I showed you earlier, I have my seasonings here. See, and now I can dip in here and I don't have to worry about touching those bottles over there, getting them dirty. So I'm just gonna nicely coat my lamb. Okay. And I'm also like massaging the meat too. You gotta talk to your meat. Okay, you gotta smile at your food when you're cooking it. You know, your energy gotta be right, because it's going into the food when you're cooking it. You ever order food from a restaurant and next thing you know, you ain't happy, you upset, you're angry? It's probably because the chef was mad. So you gotta show your food some love. You gotta talk to it. You gotta talk to it, say you got seasoning, you got seasoning, just like that. So now I'm going to take this glove off because I want to add a little oil. So let me just show you. Just add a little olive oil to this. And I love this little sprayer. You guys, this comes in handy. It's better. I used to use just the bottle. I would have a whole bottle of olive oil, just pouring it on there. But now I have my little sprayer so it dispenses out easily. But you see how I nicely coated it so it's not so dry after putting the seasonings on. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and turn this up to 4, because now this pan is nice and hot and the lamb is ready for the skillet. So you got to always remember, when you're cooking, make sure you have good energy that you're putting into the lamb, or to anything that you're cooking for that matter. Okay? Because your food knows. Put those in there. You're going to have happy bellies. Okay? And you're going to have a full belly. So this is what we're going to do. We're just going to let this cook. And when you hear that sizzle, that's how you know it is nice and hot. So we're going to cover these lolly lamb pops We're gonna create a little moisture in here so that they don't dry out. So now I'm gonna go ahead and preheat my oven to 400 so that I can cook my sweet potato. Uh-oh, there we go. All right. So now I have my Korean sweet potato, and I normally get this at the farmer's market. So before I put it in the oven, I'm gonna rinse it off. I'm gonna puncture it a little bit, and then we'll put it in the oven. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and peel this plastic off. These are the best. These are English cucumbers, and I like these better than the regular cucumbers. These have a nice crunch to them. And I'm just gonna cut that end off. So now I'm just gonna chop. Now when I'm doing my cucumbers, I don't like, uh-oh, see that one tried to get away from me. You can't get away. I like to chop mine not too thin, but just enough so that when I bite into it, it's not too much cucumber in my mouth. And you'll see what I'm talking about once I get these. And then I'm just going to go ahead and add them to the bowl. And they smell so good. Woo! This smells really nice. Okay, so with the onion, I use just a little bit. I'm probably only going to use this little piece right here. And just like I did the cucumber, I'm going to do the onion the same way. I'm going to just make them in little small bite-sized pieces because this can be a little overwhelming for some people. And now we're going to add the hot and sweet peppers. These are my favorite. You can eat these with goat cheese. We'll get to that in another section. And let me just get a fork here so I can grab a couple of these. All right, so these are so delicious. And you know what? I squeeze a little bit of the juice. So we'll probably do, see how that juice is inside there? And I just squeeze it and just put it in there. Okay. We're going to do 3 of these. Scoop some of that juice up, just like that. Boom. And add that. It's so good, y'all. Okay. And so these I'm just going to cut. All right, so now we're just gonna add these to the cucumbers and the onions. All right, and I'm just gonna give this a nice little mix. If you can see at the bottom of the bowl, you see some of the juice from the peppers are there. But once you get all of your salad in here, you see the cucumbers, the sweet peppers, and the onions are in here. So then what I do is I put this lid on and I give it a nice shake, turn it upside down. And you see how that sweet pepper juice, it's marinating the lettuce, which this is what you want. See how the cucumbers went from the bottom to the top? But anyway, you're going to give this a good shake and mix it. And now you have a really nice salad that's already ready to eat. You don't need any dressing or anything. Now, like I said, if you want to add it, you can. But it's delicious, just like this. Nice, sweet, crunchy, and nutritious. So now we're taking the lid off of the lamb. I'm going to place that to the side. And you see this lamb is nicely coated. Okay, seasonings are still there. And you want to turn your skillet down. If you're using a cast iron skillet, go ahead and turn this baby down because it cooks really fast once it's heated. Okay. And then I like to add my pepperoncinis. So I take a little bit and just kind of sprinkle it along with some of this juice, which has more salt in it. That's why I don't use a lot of salt. Okay. Okay, that's enough for the pepperoncinis. And then I'm going to add some of my coconut aminos. And I just like to sprinkle just a little bit on top. Okay. That's all you need. This coconut aminos is kind of sweet. It also has salt in it too, so that's why you don't need a lot of salt. Okay. And so now we're just going to let this simmer. All right, each little lollipop got a little pepperoncini on it. Okay, we're gonna put the lid back on it. Now I made two while you guys wasn't watching, and now we're gonna put butter in these and cream them up. Okay, slice it open. Look at the creaminess there. Okay, slice this bad boy open and just give it a nice little squeeze. Look at that creaminess. You'll see once I add the butter. And then you guys, I like Miyoko's. I don't know if you've ever tried a plant milk butter, but this plant milk butter is delicious. I absolutely love it. Sometimes I go dairy free just because my body don't want the dairy. So when I do that, I use the plant base. And so now I'm just gonna grab a nice tablespoon of butter and add it right to the center. Okay, and then what I do, let me just show you, I'll show you with the bigger one. So it's so nice and creamy. You see how the spoon just goes in and I just kind of like mix the butter in with it. It's so good. These are like, I love these. Just like I thought I loved sweet potatoes, like the yams. And what you guys call them? Y'all call them yams? Well, this is like a yam, but this is a Korean. And then I'm gonna do the little baby one. I love blood butter. So the lamb chops are nice and done. Look at those bad babies. They're nice and charred on one side. They're gonna be nice and tender. And you'll see this once I plate it. Put everything on the plate. So now here we have it. We have our lamb lollipops. We have our Korean sweet potato. And we have our nice cucumber, red sweet pepper, spring green salad. Bon appetit.